what did power do for your visibility as an actor?
Well, it heightened my visibility. See, at that time, Power was the top show in the country, right? And probably like top 10 in the world at that time.
Mhm.
And at the same time that came out, first of all, I was a big fan of the show before I even got on there. So I
Okay.
was watching it, and I got a call to do a read. And when I go do the read, they was like, no, you good, and they want to bring me on and for a table read. And I'm like, okay. And I go to the table read, and everybody show up. Like, I mean, it's 50 Cent there, Mari Hardwick walk in, Michael Rainey walk in, uh, you know, guy to play Tommy walk in. Like, everybody came in, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm in. So Courtney Kemp, who's the executive producer, she just was like, we glad you were part of the team. And I was like, well, I was a fan before this. I'm like, she was like, yeah, we always was, watching you. We seen a couple of things, so we just trying to figure out where we could fit you at. I was like, oh, you was watching me, okay? You know what I'm saying? I
I
was
must have
watching
been doing
y'all.
something right. Right.
Yeah. So we got cool. And yeah, it heightened my career. And at that same time, actually, Luke Cage was coming out in the same month.
Mm.
So it was like I had two, and Luke Cage was the first black superhero of Marvel series that they did, which was a big deal. And both of them came out at the same time. So
Right.
it kind of slingshotted me to a whole different eyeball of the United States. Because now
A different
everybody,
atmosphere.
yeah, it's a different thing. Especially, Marvel is a different thing. I had people, fans, sending me letters and stuff like, oh, we just need your can I just get you? Let me show you. Yeah, fans like sending me these letters like, can I just get your
Mm.
character from Luke Cage? Can we just, can you sign it and send it? I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm in the Marvel universe now. You know what I'm saying? Now I just need to get the powers.
Right.
But yeah, so it was cool. It put me at a different in a different stratosphere for sure. Both of those projects.
Okay. So when you own Power, or even like Luke Cage, Power Luke Cage, Brian's Luke Cage movie, Shamik, what type of mind frame do you have to get put in mentally to become those characters? Because the best actors got to actually become the character so it'll translate well on screen.
Of
So
course, of course.
how do you do it? Like, what's your mindset like to get into character?
Well, for one, a good lesson for any actors you got watching. The best acting is when you really not acting. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So finding a way to drop some this is what I use, and a lot of people make it's kind of like partly called method acting. But you kind of find some type of truth in your life that can relate, and you drop it in there in this
Okay.
circumstance. So when it's time to be mad, and I have one of my brothers, my youngest brother was killed when he was young. And
Sorry to hear that. Condolences.
yeah, thanks. So I kind of tap into the moment I first got the call, and that puts me in the energy that I need to be in. If it was something like that, for Power, I pretty much I'm from the street, so I grew
Mhm.
up projects. I grew up in the street. I grew up, Hempstead Terrace, Terrace Avenue, Freeport, Roosevelt. Like, I grew up in the areas in LI where it was rough. So I didn't. That's easy to tap into. Those parts. The challenging things to do is the things when you stepping outside of going against all characters
Okay.
or you've seen, and it's something totally different. Like when Denzel did, you know, um, he did the character, the Roman character, the Gladiator. Those are things that you're not used to seeing Denzel do. Now here comes the challenge when he step outside of what you're accustomed to doing. And so those roles, I pretty much knew somebody similar or
Right.
been through some of those situations. So it wasn't really that difficult to tap into.
Okay. Now, what would be the difference right now, just from your perspective? What would be your top three to you biggest credits? Like, would it be Power, Luke Cage, The Purge? What would be your top three?
I will say, um, well, yeah, the Purge for sure was is the top one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Power, definitely, um, because at the height of everything, it was the top show in the country, and I had a prominent role in that. So I would say Power for sure. And um, my third top, I'm gonna say I like to play people. Like I have to look at my wall with all my things on the wall to see which
Okay.
role. But I like to play people like I like to do biopic work and things like that. So I'm gonna say the Salt and Pepper Project. The Salt and
Okay.
Pepper Project where I played Tretch. And I got a chance to actually become somebody. You know, when you watching people like Chadwick Boseman, and he's doing James Brown and just masterful work because you can actually compare it to something that's real. You know,
Mhm.
and you make up a character. That character, nobody knows who that is, and so you can you can do it like you want. But when you're playing James Brown, you have to be James Brown. So
Yeah.
you get to test your skill of can I become this guy, and that's what
Mhm.
made me fall in love with like being a real character, playing a biopic character. So I'm gonna say Tretch in the Salt and Pepper movie. That would be my number three.
Okay.
I had to become Tretch, you know what I'm saying? Which, he's from Jersey and I'm from New York and I live in Jersey. So I'm pretty familiar with the culture of where it was at around that time.
And I'm down with
And,
OPP.
yeah. Right. Yeah, that's my guy, man. I remember I met him when I got booked for the Salt and Pepper movie. I met him
Mhm.
um and before I shot it. And I was at Ice T house and he was watching the Super Bowl. We had like a Super Bowl party and we all watching it. And then he Tretch came in and he's like
Mhm.
best friends with Ice T. And then he and Ice T introduced us. He's like, yo, it's my man Jermel right here, man. He and everything, man. You gonna like him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, he told him I was playing him. He was like, yeah, I know, I heard you was playing, and we chopped it up. He's like, yeah, I got my own version of that though. That's their version. A
Mhm.
lot of that, I got a different view. I was like, all right, well, let's do your story and I'll play you again. It's
Right.
like, so yeah, we became cool after that. So to this day, a couple of projects that I wrote, like one sci-fi project I wrote that we about to be shopping now. Tretch is actually in that. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay.